Every day, investors like you face a brutal truth. Resources feel endless, but time to make the right bet is disappearing fast. You see brilliant ideas everywhere, shiny visions promising quick riches or revolutionary impact. But beneath those sparkling surface promises lurks chaos. Ideas? They can be as fragile as glass, easily shattered by trends, tech shifts, or sudden market storms. Yet here's the catch. Putting money into people, the actual humans behind those ideas, that comes with an entirely different kind of risk. It's messier, more unpredictable, way more human. But guess what? It might just be the safer, smarter play in a world drowning in noise. Wake up for a second and feel this. How many times have you thrown capital at the next big thing, only to watch the vision crumble because the heart pumping behind it just wasn't strong enough? Because the team didn't have the guts, resilience, or hunger to fight through the fire? Investing in ideas feels clean. Charts look neat, memes go viral, projections glitter in spreadsheets. But people, real people with flaws, scars, and fierce drive, they breathe life into those ideas, or they kill them. Now, think hard. How deeply do you really know the teams you bet on? Do they shine because of skill, or because they hide their cracks well? Or worse, are you seduced by a pitch, a PowerPoint, a product prototype, without seeing the soul behind it? The pain here is real. Every failed investment burns capital, time, confidence. Each failure chips away at you until all that's left is the ache of what could have been if only you'd seen beyond the facade. But here's the edge, the razor-sharp line that separates those who win from those who lose in this brutal game. The people behind the idea are the idea. This isn't just a cliche. It's the raw truth you can't afford to ignore any longer. Those who understand this, who obsess over the individuals, what drives them, what breaks them, how they grow, are the ones shaping the future. Because ideas alone, no matter how clever, are just dead weight if no one fierce enough fuels them. So how to fix this? Where's the breakthrough that catapults you from guesswork into precision, from loss to legacy? Start by flipping your whole mindset about risk. Don't divorce people from ideas. Fuse them tightly. Invest with the people, not just in ideas. Push beyond resumes and bios into the battlefield of character, raw ambition, stubbornness, defiant energy that can't be tamed. Look for signs that scream resilience louder than product features ever could. Ask, how does this founder face failure? Not the polished version they show you, but the real, ugly, in-the-trenches response. The rare ones? They don't flinch. They learn. They come back swinging with something sharper, stronger. That fire? That will battle the storms no idea alone can survive. And don't stop there. Build relationships that go deeper than contracts and cap tables. Become a force multiplier for these people's brutal journey. The best investment isn't just money, it's mentorship, unfiltered feedback, doors opened, brutal truths told in quiet moments. Because a brilliant person harnessing the right support network can reshape entire industries. Here's something you probably don't hear enough. The world isn't built for the exceptional. It rewards comfort. Comfort kills hunger. It cages the radical, the rare, the relentless. If you're watching the market shuffle along, playing safe, you're watching mediocrity win. But you don't settle. You're here because you burn differently, because you demand more than shallow wins. Most investors chase trends, gloss, and packaging. They bet on consensus, but progress? It lives on the edges, in those who stare at the rules and say no. The founders who refuse to live a borrowed life, throwing themselves at problems the rest pretend don't exist. Those are the people you must find, not to worship, but to strengthen, challenge, push beyond limits no one else will touch. Do you see how investing in just an idea without that connection to who is behind it drags you into shallow waters? It's a trap, because it promises freedom but really locks you in chains of false hope. Real freedom comes when you see investing as unleashing a human force, not babysitting a concept on paper. When you yank the veil and look into the fierce will driving that idea forward. When you bet on the war, not just the battlefield. It's terrifying to lean so hard into people. They break, they doubt, they mess up in ways ideas never do. But that's where real magic lives, in the cracks, in the fight, in the grit. The world will throw storms, economic crashes, technological upheavals, social shifts, and the strongest people anchor the wildest ideas, surviving long after the hype dies. Now imagine you're not just an investor. Picture this: a connector, a cultivator of the rare, the fierce few who will break the old rules and redraw what's possible. Your role changes. You stop pouring money into concepts predicted by algorithms and instead become a guardian of human will. You seek those few who refuse mediocrity, who burn with hidden fires, and you join their fight. This is not easy. This is not comfortable. But this is where transformation happens. Stop wasting capital on something that looks pretty from the outside. Dig deeper. Watch how leaders handle pressure, chaos, betrayal, failure. See if their vision flexes or cracks. Does their mindset bend or break? Are they patients playing the long game or gamblers chasing a quick flip? Because when you align with someone who thinks in centuries, not quarters, you don't just win investments. You reshape futures. This is rebellion. This is refusing the illusion the world sells you, that freedom is found in following rules, that comfort is success, that systems can solve for human complexity. You, and only you, have the power to choose differently, to invest in humans who reject the system, who question everything, who undergo relentless transformation, to be selective, focusing on the few who share that fire. Forge links between these rare few. Build networks that don't just add noise, but amplify essence. Connect the misaligned brilliance that today feels isolated and misunderstood. Because one person's spark can become a wildfire when it meets the right others. Here's the final truth. Investing in ideas alone is like trying to catch lightning inside a bottle. Investing in people, the real, raw, complicated people, is like commanding the storm itself. It's terrifying, yes. It's unpredictable and brutal. But it's also where the future belongs, waiting for those bold enough to reach for it. If you feel that tension inside, that quiet scream telling you there's more, that you were made for something beyond spreadsheets and boardrooms, then this path is yours. It isn't for everyone. It's for the rare, the fierce, the ones who would rather burn than bend. Don't just invest. Become the force that liberates these warriors of the new world. A world where the few connected in fire and will remake everything. Where ideas rise not on paper, but on the backs of unstoppable humans. The choice is yours. Risk the idea alone and watch it fold again. Or risk with the people who refuse to fold. Because in the end, it's not just capital that changes the world. It's the relentless, fiery human spirit that fuels what's next.